People say the devil is in the details like it's a bad thing. I think it means hidden inside hundreds of small decisions is the mystery of what makes something truly special. The story of this BMW is the story of its builder, a Frenchman who came to California to shape surfboards and ended up building a legend. Costa Mesa, California. Down this alley is Son of Cobra. That's the studio of Paul Lefebvre, who left the Normandy coast for America's west coast to make surfboards and eventually this very cool BMW.
I was looking for BMWs and I found surfboards. I was a little worried I was in the wrong place.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, we do both here.
That's wonderful. We'll talk more about this, but I want to learn more about the car.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay.
This is it.
I don't know too much about BMW, but I do know this is a 2002. And I know it wasn't built in 2002.
Yeah, it's a 1602, yeah. So same chassis, but it came with a 1.6 liter. And it's 1969. I picked the 1602 chassis because the car came a little lighter than the 2002. And I wanted to focus on the weight.
To me, this is kind of similar to where my current project is in the sense that it's way more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a stock car in many ways.
Yeah, when some people look at the car and then I came and said like the car is full carbon fiber body, they're like, oh, what? No, really?
You're saying the roof, the hood, the...
Roof, hood, fenders, door skins, front panel, rear panel, the dash, everything, yeah.
And you did it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part about this.
All of it.
So could you show me around the car?
Yeah. So I start with the fenders. I shape the fenders with foam on the car with all my shaping skill.
Is it something where you use like expanding foam?
Yes. So I basically build like a big box around the original fender, pour the two-part foam, which is the same foam that we use on surfboards. So I used to shape that all day. So I use all my shaping tool to shape the fenders. And then I went over with industrial clay to have a very nice and smooth finish.
You also have a beautiful engine bay. And I wanted to see a little bit more about that.
Yeah, well, I was doing all that. I'm like, okay, let's, jump the gun and do the whole thing. I was lucky to find a local S14 2.3 liters. That was kind of my dream motor.
And you were saying something that this engine is actually pretty close.
The block is very similar to the M10 block, which is the original motor of the car. So it's a very legit swap, easy to do because it's share the same support and motor mount.
This, you can actually see the carbon, or at least the backside.
Yeah, I don't like to expose, I don't really like I work with it every day and I hate the look of the carbon, the exposed weave. Especially on a vintage car, it doesn't make sense to expose like a modern weave. So I like to hide it, but I had to leave some of it to show like it's not a original car. So if you see underneath the roof, you can see it's all the carbon fiber weave exposed underneath the roof, underneath the trunk and the hood.
The doors.
So I kept the original inner door, which is metal. So it's very well reinforced from factory.
Yeah.
So I was able to drill a lot of it and then make it much lighter.
So you did a lot of weight reduction on the door itself?
Inside the door too, like all the big mechanism for the window, all the door handle.
So what would this car start out weight-wise?
So the stock 2002 weigh 2,200 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still light, but...
Yeah, it's still light, but they are a little lacking of power. It's super fun to drive, but you feel them a little heavy.
And so what does this one weigh?
So this one weighs 1,800 pounds wet with a bigger wheel, bigger brakes.
You also have, what, almost twice the horsepower?
Yes, yeah, we pull 210 at the wheel.
That's incredible.
And yeah, I wanted to make it lighter, but also I don't want to compromise all the drivability of the car.
You didn't just start with this car, you've got some composite experience already?
Yeah, I come from the surf industry. I've been a professional laminator for one of the biggest company. I slowly went into my own little shaping and stuff, and I wanted to create a brand. Sonocobra come from that. I couldn't find any cool name. And then I was listening to like some French punk rock back in the days. And then one of the bands called Cobra, and one of the songs which I liked called Fils de Cobra, which means son of Cobra in French.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, Fils de Cobra is cool, could be a cool name. And then I just kept the name for the composite work and then the car. Carbon fiber is just a different process, but it's same thing.
And there's somebody nearby that actually carries your boards?
Yeah, we have a little coffee shop here that we go every day.
That's awesome. Well, that gives me an excuse to ask you for a ride.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. I wanted to be able to go to the beach, drive up north, do a little road trip.
What sort of gas mileage do you get? Like on the highway?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Much better than my girlfriend van.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, this motor starts to be alive past the 4,000.
With how light this car is, 200 horsepower feels like a lot more.
Yeah, and we are pretty heavy.
Yeah, with me.
Paul's surfboards reflect his artistic sense and attention to detail, a clean combination of minimalism and some very cool retro touches and stunning composite work. I can't wait to see how his skills translate to this BMW's driving experience.
No joke, this season, this is the car I've wanted to drive the most. Now, I'm not saying that just because it's the car I'm in right now, but the weight being the same as my Honda Insight has me so curious. What happens when you put 200 horsepower to it? I absolutely love it. You can tell that there is not much weight being thrown around. Like I can turn very quickly, can dart side to side because there's not that much mass. I love a car like this because you can wrestle with it and play with it, and it gives you tons of feedback, especially considering that he focused on upgrading all the things that matter. What I'm very impressed by is that he went with more of a vintage style rubber, like the Pirelli. It's not a track Pirelli, it's more of an homage to the history of it. And even that is holding down the grip quite nicely. If I had one word for this car, it is balanced. And Paul has done a phenomenal job, not just with the composite work, but with the car in its entirety. He balanced everything, his efforts, so perfectly. I cannot say enough about the work that he's done.